So we could render the list of values, but with a warning. That is, each child in a list should have a unique key prop. Why is it so? It is because React needs to identify each rendered item with an ID when the item needs to be added, changed, or removed. That is, be it this apple, maybe banana, if that needs to be changed, there has to be a unique stable ID which is related to that particular item when you loop through a list with a map or you render the component like this. So this warning can be removed if you give key attribute, then each item will get a fixed, unique, stable identity. As per the official document, the best way to pick a key is to use a string that uniquely identifies a list item among its siblings. At the moment, let's stop this warning by giving a key, though I am not going to use a very advisable way, but let's use it for the moment. Map method, as you have already seen, that has the index property, so I give the unique index. As I mentioned, as the React official document says, this is not a very preferred way. In fact, this is not at all a preferred way. The reason is, the moment, let's say, an item is added, the value is changed, the index may refer to a different entity. It always should have a stable unique ID, and generally we see that whenever we have the data, we have the unique ID also. Like right now I have just an array, but you may have an object literal, which we will see. But at the moment I just want to show you how we remove this warning. So I'm going to use this I, and as I mentioned, I'm going to take the key attribute, and here I'm going to pass the unique identifier for each item. Now let me just refresh the entire thing, and now you see that there is no warning because we have a unique identifier for each item. So do make sure that whenever you are writing the map method like this, you do always have the key attribute, and that actually removes the warning, and that was the reason why the warning was appearing. React also says that we should have a unique string identifier. So generally you see that we give the toString along with the index value. As I mentioned, this index will change later on when we have better way to deal with fixed IDs, and that we will see. I'll take an object literal and will show you, but at the moment you get some idea about it. Let me just refresh. This will not make any change in the output though, but this is even better. So we generally have a unique string key for each item. So now let's talk about relative questions. The first question is, what is the purpose of the key property? Or the question can be, why this each child in a list should have a unique key prop error occurs. So whenever you are looping through a collection, and if there is no unique identity given to each item, then you face this warning, and to avoid this warning you use the key property, the key attribute that is, and this attribute will make sure that each item is given a unique identifier. Why do we need this unique identifier? The reason is, when React needs to change that particular item, then there has to be a unique value to refer the element. Whenever there is a change or maybe addition to the list, it needs to refer the individual item internally, and that's where the key will be referred. The next question is, should you use the index of map method, that is the index of array, as a key attribute? The answer is absolutely no. As the React official document says that the best way to pick a key is to use a string that uniquely identifies a list item among its sibling, and it has to be a stable identity. Index is not a stable identity for every item. So generally we give the value for the key attribute is defined inside, let's say, an ID from a database, or maybe some stable identity you can take. So the answer is it is not advisable to take the index of array items.